All
All right.
right. Well, this
We
is
got the Halo.
episode 7, right?
Episode 7, yes.
Yeah. They said he would have over 9,000.
Exactly.
That is, I've been making a list of different clips I need. That is definitely going to go on the list of clips.
Uh,
I love Dragon Ball.
but yeah, no, I
All right.
wish
So,
watching this episode really just kind of hurt me a little bit. It's like it's how do you have the best episode? Episode 6 was the best episode Halo had. Period.
yeah,
It had
so
action,
far,
it had a good story, everyone was in it, all stuff was going over, people
good
get blown up,
cliffhanger.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything you wanted. I mean, even Master Chief about to kill somebody, about to kill Halsey. I mean, it was unbelievable. Episode 7 is by far the worst episode that they've done. And I'm starting off this whole conversation by saying it's the worst episode that they've done. Kwan Ha, I've been telling you for Kwan for the last 6 weeks. She's terrible. I don't care about her. I don't
There you go.
care. You're like, oh, okay.
Revenge of the Kwans.
It's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Like,
Yeah.
if she would have was an extra that got blown up like episode 3, I've been like, oh, okay. And then that'll been it. So like they almost wasted Soren on her. It's the story.
Seriously.
It's terrible.
Seriously, there had to have been other ways to introduce Thorn besides a glorified bodyguard. And even what do you do now? Because the way it ended is like, what do you do with Soren now? Like
He's going to join the fight once the Halo stuff gets introduced.
Yeah,
because Master Chief and the rest of the. I mean, I think they almost are setting up that the Spartans are going to kind of split up a little bit, and then Master Chief is going to be on one side, and Soren's going to come to his defense, and he's going to say, "I told you."
Mm-hmm.
He's going to ask about where's Kwan Ha, and then he's going to tell her, I left her on the planet. She's doing her own revolution thing, and they're going to go back, and they're all going to revisit all of them together. And this is all going to happen like in the next 2 episodes.
Well, yeah, it has. There's only 2 left, right?
Exactly. So
yeah,
it's still going to have a story. That's why they gave this story to Kwan Ha. But who cares? Like, nothing changed from the beginning of this episode to the end of that episode. Nothing in Halo changed. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing major. I mean, because I felt like this, like her thing with the planet is a side thing, unless they did, which I'm assuming that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna make her planet important of something.
That's where you're
it's gonna have
2 artifacts to be able to actually have the Halo begin.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the center of the universe is that planet or something stupid where it has to be like some in there. Yeah. Not too excited about that. Like you said, she's just boring.
That's what the seers, whatever. The seers that she went to go see, that's what they basically said, that you are a protector of this planet because this is important in the grand scheme of the battle. So that's why I believe it's going to happen. I believe that everything there is going to be important. So that's the reason why they gave her episode, but no one cares about the episode. You could did a quick flashback. This is what happened. Kwan was able to do blah, 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 and kick this other guy off. Could have then been like a 10-minute segment and not have to worry about the entire episode with nothing else happening. How you have an episode of Halo, no Master Chief the entire episode?
That's true. Yeah. It's like having a Moon Knight. A Moon Knight show with no Moon Knight in it.
Or Boba Fett was all about the Mandalorian. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. He says, the real reason she was made a character stop the Asian hate movement. That's why my reason you don't have to put this up. I don't know, because I feel like that, like, because you make a character before you kind of cast the person. You know what I mean? So I feel like that was going to be a thing all along. Like, oh, this character is going to have this because it's going to be part of the story somehow, and then, I think like after you make the character or you make the story of that character, then you kind of find a person, because if you find a person and then make a story off of the person, that's always going to fail. because you need to have the person with the story or the character with the story, and then fill in with who fits that.
But see, I wasn't sure about that until you just said what you just said, which means because I feel like this whole Kwan Ha is failing. Because I think they're
Mhm.
wasting Soren, they're wasting time. So it's possible it's I'm not saying directly true, but definitely something that they wanted. It's almost like they're trying to fit something in that doesn't fit, that shouldn't be
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
There's no need for us to care about this character, and guess what? No one cares about this character.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing is like, I'm all for like representation and stuff like that. When you shoehorn anything in, it never works because it's not meant to be there. You know what I mean? Like it needs to happen organically and purposefully. Um, and that's why just talk about like representation and stuff like that. Why I didn't really like I won't say mind it. I didn't even notice it or even think twice about it like in Doctor Strange
yeah.
because it was there from the beginning because that's how the character was created and
So
stuff like
creative.
that.
Yeah.
But even with like our flag means death, which was very, like LGBT like, representation, but it was made to be like that. So it that's why the story was great, is because it was part of the story and it wasn't just shoehorned in.
Yeah.
So I mean, if she was shoehorned in and that's what they did,
I mean,
I mean
it
it
is
kind
like
of
when you're
sucks.
a kid, when you see you have a square hole and you have a square that fits. You have a circle hole and a circle, it fits. Then you have a rectangle and you have a triangle hole and you're trying to make it fit. Like, dude, it just doesn't fit. That's how it feels like when I'm watching her. Like, there's no reason for her, and there's no reason to have an entire episode when you only have 9 focusing on her.
Especially this late in the season. Like if you're going to do something like this should have been done episode 3 at the latest. Episode 3, maybe even episode 2. Like by this time it should all be about Master Chief right now. Because that's who the main character is, you know?
I
So,
think yeah, she's just annoying. She's an annoying little girl, and she's doing things, and you're sitting there watching her doing. You're like, why the hell is she doing that? Why are you doing that?
mhm,
Who do you think you are that you know better to do this?
right?
You're causing more problems.
Right. Even there's parts in this episode where like she gets like, no spoilers, I don't know. Where she gets like was it the like drugged or hallucinates and she fights Master Chief, but she was getting her
Mhm.
ass kicked. I didn't get that. And I was like, is she I guess is she still mad at him? You know, I don't, even though she knows like it wasn't fully his fault, and then also he also saved you. I just didn't get that. I'm like, why is she so mad at Master Chief still?
I think she's still mad at him for leaving her.
Uh
And
oh maybe.
I think that's what it is about her being left. Her no longer
Mhm,
having a father, looking at him like someone who saves me. The next person, I could look at is someone with respect and someone that's going to protect me. And he left me too, and left me with this
mhm,
strange man, with a put together arm.
mhm.
I think that's what it is. She misses him.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Like you're supposed to be the one protecting me. You're supposed to be on this journey with me.
I
Okay.
believe we're going to
Yeah.
hear that exactly those words in the next episode because they're going to
Yeah.
come back and see it, and she's like, "You're the one supposed to be the one that was." And once again, sound like a little spoiled girl. Not realize we're in the middle
Yeah.
of a universe, a war of this entire galaxy, and you're want to make it about you,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
14-year-old
Wh-
teenage girl. That's what it
Yeah.
is. And that's why
Yeah.
I think it's annoying. Like
Yeah. Which
you
is
have
like
no
exactly
place.
what. Yeah. That's what Derpy's saying. That he says, "Don't get me wrong, YouTube viewers. Kwan was a decent, interesting character, but then got really annoying, like actual teenage girl." And then I think that's the ultimate problem. As a character, is it's a kid acting like a kid in an adult world, and y-
During war. Like
during war.
who
Yeah,
gives a crap?
yeah. Like she either should grow up really quick, which is kind of a thing that happens in these kind of scenarios in real life anyway. I mean, not just war, but in life, or the show doesn't need to be so life or death. You know, it's like you need to kind of pick a lane a little bit. You know,
But
especially with this character at
what they
least.
did with Mackie, I mean, she was raised by the Covenant, and she grew up. You gotta be,
Hmm.
you can't be just a idiot kid anymore. You have to grow up and be ready to go. You can't be a teenager who's going to rebel.
Yeah,
It's just there's no space for that. There's no place
yeah,
for those things, and I feel
yeah,
like that she's just out of place. Quan is just out of place for me.
yeah. Um, so I know we talked a lot about her. Well, this whole episode, like you said, was about her, but it ends. Um, oh, I don't know. Do you want? Is there anything before we get into the ending? Because once we get into the ending,
There's
we're done with
nothing
the
else
episode.
important. I
Yeah,
mean, she's
she.
fighting for this war that she didn't believe in the beginning, and then she's mad at
Yeah.
everybody else for not believing it, when she didn't believe it the entire time. She's just doing it
Hmm.
for the memory of her father, and now she finds out that she's actually important. And
Yeah,
even the Seers
yeah.
didn't believe that she was important, but she just believed it so hard that she was going to fight it so hard they just gave it to her. They're like, "Oh, you're anointed.
Yeah, a
Fine,
little.
let's take it. Let's take it."
I hear. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, ultimately that whole dream sequence was her meeting her dead dad and him telling her like you're was it a protector?
Yeah,
You know, like him kind of thing. So I didn't get why the guy from the bad guy who's running the planet now, why he
yeah.
was so like
Against
I'm
her.
like he's
Well, it's because
it,
her father. He was around even when her father was around, but
yeah,
everyone followed him. Everyone followed her father, Kwan's one dad,
yeah,
and I think that he just believes that if she gets too much power, then she's going to end up becoming the leader again, and they'll follow in the memory of him. They will follow her,
follow her.
and
Yeah.
then he once again loses power because he's all about money, power, and respect. That's it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. They said still waiting on Quan to start singing Hey Little Beyonce.
Oh, halo.
Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, I said at this point anything can happen with the show after this episode. I mean, there's only
There's only two
two
episodes left
episodes left.
to
Yeah,
wrap this up.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but
And
nothing happened between the UN, what is it, the UN SC and the Covenant. Nothing happened at all. Madrigal, I'm
no.
sure, has a place, but why do we have to focus so much on Kwan? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I said, at this point in the season, you should be focusing on the main dilemma of the season. You know what I mean? Like it's cool to have these little things that you can like kind of bring up at the end that might play into season two and stuff like that. But this is the last three episodes, and you gave us a whole story that has nothing to do with the main story. You know, at the
Mhm.
end like this, I think it's more disappointing. It yeah, it just I feel like this should have been done way early in the
This is
season if you want to you're
so.
gonna do that.
Venture Grath. What do you feel like he is? What is he doing? How do you like his character? Like
Who's
I,
that?
f- the bad guy,
The bad guy? Oh
Venture.
yeah,
Yeah. So like I feel like he's a space Nazi, right? It's just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
he's
Basically.
walking around like he's Hitler or whatever, just like
Mhm.
must follow exactly what I'm saying. Like it's just so bad. Yeah, like and
Yeah, yeah. Basically,
you can actually skip this episode and be fine. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
They're saying the same thing. Yeah. Skip 7 and focus on 8 and 9. I mean, eight's tonight. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's coming out. But yeah, I mean, 8 has to pick up where 6 left off.
Yeah.
You know, so
It was so entertaining. 6 was so good. So many things are going on. You didn't know who was going to be on what side. I mean, everything was important. They took an entire episode to show how important Madrigal is. So this really better have some heavy weight to it.
yeah,
Um, Something
yeah,
that we're going to draw back on. But as of right now, I don't see it because it's still only Kwan Ha and Soren,
yeah.
and Kwan
You
Ha
could
doesn't
have.
have
This
an
could have
army.
been.
So she's
No.
gonna need Soren eventually to even have an army. So you didn't even need that. All you needed was Soren. They already have that relationship with him and Master Chief.
Hmm.
You know, Soren and John were great friends. They were almost both ran off together. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
This should have been a half.
Half
Just all this whole episode should have been a half of episode, and then you could have cut to
seeing what's going on with Master Chief or Keys, Dr. Keys,
yeah,
or
yeah,
yeah, any of them.
yeah. Oh, but basically, at the end of the episode, there's a big fight. It's a long fight. It's like
Mhm.
15 minutes. 15 minutes of it is just fighting and gunfire and stuff like that, which I guess the show likes to do.
There's like 20 people versus Soren, and they all got like machine guns, and he has like a pistol.
Right. Yeah. He has a chest plate and a pistol and whoops everyone's ass. I mean, he gets hit, he gets knocked down, but he ain't gone.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that hurt. I'm good though.
Yeah.
I still could drive.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, right. So, but yeah, so she winds up winning, big explosion and all that crazy stuff, and she gets her planet back, and then Soren takes off, and that's it. That's how it ends. You know,
Which is
she's
money.
left on the planet. Yeah, he has his money, and takes off, and she's I don't want to say safe, but she's doing
On
her
her
own thing
plane
now.
in the middle of the
Yeah,
desert with no
yeah.
one around there but dead bodies. Eh, greatness.
What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, yeah. But we'll see. But yeah, man, like you said, this is probably your worst episode. I probably agree.
Yeah.
The least interesting, least entertaining episode so far.
Yeah, I feel like it hurts more because it's such a good episode. You know, it's a
Last
really
episode.
good. Yeah, the last episode was such a good one. So 6 being so good, having 7 right behind it. If you were like sitting there just watching all of them, and you would be turned off.
Yeah,
You know, people that binge episodes would see episode 7 and be turned off. Like, why the hell am I still watching this?
yeah. Well, like what's going on?
Yeah,
I
so
agree.
I think they just
I agree.
did it self disservice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been interesting story so far from Derpy. It's been interesting story so far, but as Halo perspective, it's pretty bad. Yeah, I agree.
No, see, and I want to tell you that this episode I didn't like. I still like the
Yeah,
series. I think if it ends great 8 and 9, I think I would like really enjoy the series overall. But I will tell you to
yeah,
skip episode 7.
yeah. Or just watch a 5 minute review on
Yeah,
YouTube
but
or
that's what they're
something.
going to
I mean,
do.
that's all you need.
That's what we're doing in episode 8. They're going to do a review of what they saw, and
Yeah,
that little
yeah. There you go.
5 minute review is going to be enough for episode 7. You can just skip 7 altogether, watch that 5 minutes, and you're ready to go.
Yep, yep. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, the next episode has to be good. You know, if this series ends, if this season ends on a down beat, like if it continues this crappy stuff what it did with this episode for the next 2, that is not going to be good going into season 2. Like
I
you're
mean,
gonna piss off a lot of people. I mean, you
we're
already got a
start-
bunch of people pissed off.
we're going to be grading. We're going to be rating ourselves, and these last 2 episodes can change my rating. As of right now, I'm like, I'm
Mm.
right there. This is a now. But like this episode specifically, it's not a later, it's a never. It's a what there's no way time
Yeah,
to waste your time on this episode. So you having that low of an episode that makes me think 89, you don't know. It could be it's just not good if it's a later. This whole series could be later.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. This whole thing, like you said, it ends. How it ends is how you determine the whole season. You know, because it has a good start, but if it doesn't end well, then it's like, what's the point?
Exactly.
So here, Derpy says, here's my theory for Last of Us show trailer, the Game Awards. What was that? For Last of Us show trailer, Game Awards. What do you mean?
I know The Last of Us. I know that. That's something I've been waiting to hear.
Yeah, yeah. The cat's more interesting. Yeah.
I agree with
Yeah.
that too. The cat is more interested in episode 7. Yes.
Well, he annoys the hell out of me
And
up
still,
here.
Quan Hai still more annoying.
Yeah. He just comes up here and like he's like, all right, I'm gonna rub my face on this, I'm gonna rub my face on that. So
At least that's what you're supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to be.
he doesn't want to get off now.
I'm
He's
up
a
here
cat
now.
that's afraid of jumping.
Like, I was gonna call him a parrot, a cat parrot.
A parrot, yeah. But cool, man. You just wanna
Yeah, I mean, Halo.
finish it up?
Don't
Yeah,
watch this episode, guys. It's just,
agreed.
that's it.